Thank you, everyone. I can well see why I was put in the middle. I was warned the clapping was quite hard going, and it certainly is. But good afternoon, everyone. Vice-Chancellor, faculty members, proud parents, and most importantly, today, you graduates of today. Thank you for inviting me to share this very special moment with you. First and foremost, congratulations. You've made it. You've crossed the finish line of a race that I know was long, challenging, and at times uncertain. And yet here you are, at least half of you with your degree in your hand, possibilities ahead, and the world is waiting for your next move. Today marks the culmination of your hard work, persistence, and imagination. And it also happens to be, as we've heard, the 60th anniversary of the University of Warwick. This fact holds a very personal resonance for me. Warwick welcomed its first intake of students. I believe the first ones were in 1964, and then the undergraduates were in 65, the very same year that I was born. Now, I know I don't look 60. Don't worry, I remember when I was your age, everybody looks over 100. You can laugh. But in a way, Warwick University and I have grown up together. In 2000, I joined as a postgraduate student to complete my MSc by Research in Psychology. And being a part of Warwick's story and the alumni community is something I carry with immense pride. My own journey founding the charity Medical Detection Dogs, as you heard, a charity that trains dogs to detect disease through smell, was not one I planned as a student. In addition, though, to my huge love of animals, particularly dogs, it was sparked by a story a friend told me. She had a small mole on her calf. She was 19 years old, and the dog kept sniffing the air and moving towards this small mole on her calf. The dog did it so persistently it became annoying, so she eventually went to her GP and had the mole removed. She was recalled 2 weeks later to be told that she had malignant melanoma, the most serious form of skin cancer. And certainly if the dog hadn't alerted it to her, her prognosis would have been very poor. Years later, in 2008, the charity was formed. I was very lucky to meet a co-founder, Dr. John Church, who was actually the maggot man. So he's not the maggot man, but he's the man that reintroduced the use of maggots into the NHS for cleaning of wounds. So he had a very open mind, and he'd heard these anecdotes. So years later, in 2008, the charity was formed. My own dog, Daisy, then quite literally saved my life. She sniffed out my breast cancer before any clinical signs had appeared. She persistently looked, stared, and sniffed, and then nudged me in my breast. This moment changed everything. It concreted my belief that the extraordinary can come from the unexpected. That science, instinct, and compassion are not separate paths, but powerful when combined. We now understand that the act of smelling is not a chemical analysis. That's why it's taken so long to use olfaction in terms of diagnosis. But like vision and hearing, it is a complex perception. Our dogs have taught us this. For example, if I say to you musk odour, you can all imagine what musk odour smells like. Musk always has the same effect on the receiver. It functions to call the attention of the pollinator. It's a biological attractant. Whether we're human, a bee, or a civet cat, it draws us to what we're attracted to. It's the reason, actually, and some of you may well remember this tonight, that we use perfume and aftershave before the disco. Sorry, I know that really makes me sound really old. But it is really to cover our own unique odour, actually, but to increase our attraction. But musk odour is hugely varied. Different musk odours have the same effect, but have very, very different chemical constituents. I'm proud to now work with a professor of quantum physics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and our dogs are informing artificial intelligence how to recognize disease odour, revolutionising diagnostics in the future. The phone that you have been told to put on silent that is mostly in your hand has already a camera, the eye, a microphone, the ear, and will soon have a nose. This technology is in progress. You may not have a dog like Daisy, or perhaps you do, but I hope that you will carry on with the same openness to the unexpected moments. Because the truth is, some of our greatest discoveries, the boldest ideas, and the most meaningful work arises when we step off the script. You've studied at a university known for innovation, curiosity, and challenge, and I believe these qualities are needed more now, even more than ever. Our world faces complex challenges, and it will take your imagination, empathy, and perseverance to address them. Whatever field you go into, my hope is that you will stay open to ideas, to people, and to those moments of insight that can lead to enormous change. You don't need to have it all figured out. I certainly didn't. But trust in the values that brought you this far: resilience, empathy, curiosity, and let them guide you through your next steps. I believe in your willingness to challenge assumptions, to speak out, to collaborate across boundaries, and to ask, not just can we do something, but should we? And as I leave you today, I encourage you to stay curious, keep learning, and when something stirs your heart, whether it's an injustice, an idea, or a hunch, follow it, even if it seems odd. Don't be frightened of skepticism. I had a huge amount of skepticism. People didn't understand why the dog detecting a disease, how that could be developed in the future. And there was a huge skepticism of a dog detecting disease. You can imagine there's a whole range of jokes. The dog doctor will see you now, or let's have another type of lab test. Thank you, did laugh at that one. So please, don't be frightened by skepticism, because that is where, even if it leads to something uncertain, that's where the magic happens. The work we do with medical detection dogs started as a hypothesis, a question very few took seriously. So what if dogs can detect disease? Today we're helping to diagnose diseases earlier, more accurately, and are saving lives around the world. We have 200 assistance dogs partnered across the UK, alerting to oncoming medical emergencies, POTS attacks, seizures, drop attacks, anaphylaxis. Dogs all give warning ahead of the event and keep the individual safe. Our dogs can smell cancer, COVID, Parkinson's, bacteria, and it all started because we dared to ask, what if? So whatever your field, be bold in your asking, be gentle in your doing, and above all, be kind to others, to the planet, and to yourself. Graduates of 2025, this is your moment. Walk forward with pride, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you have everything you need in your power to make a difference. Thank you and congratulations.